muted? He's muted, Daddy. Adam, how we doing on sound check? Test mic check 1, 2.
I can hear you.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you guys.
What's up, buddy?
Same old. You know. Doing what we do.
Doing what we do. Yep. I'm going to straddle you with my cock. Oh, hey, I didn't see up here. Can you get that on some ADRL? Any chance you can get the outside TVs on some ADRL? Maybe some different shows or something? Or you can go to the YouTube channel and turn on the live feed. The show, I can put you on behind it.
It looks pretty centered based off that big TV.
You're a big TV.
Transvestite? How dare you?
Transylvania, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a lot better. I don't drink no Bud Light.
I'm drinking Bud Light. Okay, now how about that? Adam, talk to me, sweet, sexy bitch.
Looks good from what I can tell. I got a tiny little screen. In theory, when this all ends, you guys will pop up and say, I won.
Hey, in theory,
you
gotta help me out because anyway, yeah, you gotta help me out. He said to remind you to upload.
Oh, the upload afterwards? We can figure it out one way or another.
Yeah. The only episode 1 showing up on our. You gotta look through the other.
They show up under the live, but I know what you mean. That was one thing I wanted to talk about to see what we can do with that.
Copy. So the situation is when we do it live, any comments that we have on there, if we upload it as a video instead of keeping it live.
Yeah, it's like hitting reset. So that's what I wanted to talk about.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it, but not now because.
No, I'm gonna hit stars and bars, and then we'll get this thing rolling.
Stars and bars, baby. Hey, what's up, Adrenaline Nation, 80-year-old Nation, Big Head Kenny Nowling, and look who's made his way to Texas. Dr. Fears. Dr. Fears himself. Finally, what did we put? Reunited, and it fears so good. Fears so good, baby. So, welcome to Texas, my man. Love it. How was the flight in? Everything good?
It was good. Really
Did you
crazy.
meet anybody you knew on the plane?
I mean, maybe. Just happened to run across
Unbelievable.
Wiley's neighbor, which was which was kind of crazy. Not Wiley's, yeah, Steve's neighbor, which is nuts.
So let me get this straight. So you get on the plane and she sees your ADRL briefcase.
She does,
and she strikes up a conversation.
She says, "Hey, you like drag racing?" I said, "Well, yeah, I like drag racing." She goes, "Are you from St. Louis?" I said, "Yeah, I'm from St. Louis, but I'm heading to Dallas." She goes, "Oh." She goes, I've also got family up here in St. Louis, and I'm heading to Dallas myself. I said, "Well, that's cool." She goes, "Do you know Steve Wiley?" And I said, "Well, yeah, actually, I'm heading to his shop, as a matter of fact." She goes, "Oh, I'm his neighbor." I thought, what are the odds that I run across Steve Wiley's neighbor at the airport in St. Louis?
1 in a million.
1 in a million. Bitching, though.
What are the odds that I go into a barbershop in Joshua, Texas, sit down in the chair on Saturday, 2 o'clock? The proprietor, Cody, was nice enough to keep his beautiful establishment open. And I sit down in the chair, and he starts just talking. And, and I brought him some tickets and stuff. And he's like, "My brother's doing something in drag racing now. I don't know exactly what, but my brother's doing something in drag racing." And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What's his name?" And he said, "Ryan." I almost fell out of the chair. I'm like, "Wait, come on, man. Are you telling me your brother's Ryon Fears?" And he said, "Yeah." Yeah. And so turns out his brother, Cody, also cuts Steve Wiley's hair and a bunch of the guys here at Wiley's Speed Shop as we sit here in the beautiful Wiley's Fast Car Bar.
Which is amazing.
It's unbelievable.
The video does not do it justice, man. This place is totally bitching.
It's just weird. We've got big heads everywhere. There's one back here. We got one back here. One here. These. We got monitors.
It's like a weird paradigm.
It is really. It is. So before we jump into things, we're going to have somebody on about 7:45ish, maybe.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. You're gonna have to send Nicholas Rave. He wants to join us. You need to forward that link to him.
Oh, yeah.
See, we're live. You might have to just step out for a second, and I'll do a little monologue, and then because he got a package from us, and he's been waiting to open it until he could get on the show.
All right.
How cool is that?
Yeah, I love it.
I don't know where you sat your cell phone, but maybe we can get one of our stage assistants over here.
Oh, actually, let me go grab it.
AKA Bubba Corzine. Speaking of which, happy birthday to Bubba.
Happy birthday, Bubba.
I'm going to have to quit hitting the table because see what we've got here is this tripod idea. It's good. But much like my head on my shoulders, it bobbles around because you got too much weight. My phone evidently is much like my head, too big for the Darfus here.
We just can't bump the table.
Yeah, so we're just not going to bump the table. So, Adam, the one thing I can't see is who we got on. So you're going to have to talk to me about that, brother, because I'm not getting anything. What say you, brother Adam? Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's okay, though.
I mean, are we even on? There we got a comment.
Yeah,
there's the animal. How's it coming through, animal? Give me a thumbs up because evidently producer Adam got tired of hearing us already and muted it.
Yeah. He took his headphones off. He's just clicking comments at this point.
What's happening right now?
It's all good. Either
way, I love
it.
Adam, I miss you. Yeah, so listen, we got technical difficulties. We got this. Where you at, Adam?
I think he's trying to get in.
Yeah. No, I'm still here. I was just trying to see if I could.
You've been ignoring me like my ex-wife for the last 5 minutes, bro.
Well, you boys also ignored the testing time frame where I was going to try to get that stuff figured out. But hey, here we are.
We're in a bar, man.
Good point.
We're in a bar. We're in Wiley's Fast Car Bar in Joshua, Texas, just above Wiley's Speed Shop. Got the beautiful new Texas Grim Reaper shirts. Where can we get these babies online? WileySpeedShop.com.
WileySpeedShop.com.
All right. So, a couple things. We had a great time out at XRP, Extreme Raceway Park, where we're going to have Drag Palooza. You going to slide on some fatheads? Are you going to join the club? Rico with fatheads, thank you for sending them in. Uh-oh. See, here's the problem, though. Now, you got to be careful because if you put them on, you cannot take them off.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, I sleep in them and I eat in them. I shower in them. Like, I'm just telling you.
That's why I had water spots all over.
Yeah.
Well, you cleaned them off. You cleaned them off, but earlier I saw water spots.
That was the deal.
Yeah.
So you can never take them off. Now, there's not just one asshole wearing sunglasses inside. There's two. How about that? Because you know the old saying, there's two types of people that wear sunglasses indoors. Blind people and assholes. And both of us, 20/20 vision. So,
yeah. Well,
on that note,
I don't know, 50-50, I guess.
50/50, what's the difference?
I don't know.
What do you
I got nothing.
Did you go to ophthalmology school while I was away? You're an ophthalmologist now? Is that the right thing? What is that, the eye doctor? Anyway, so before we jump in, Nicholas Rabe, if you could message him the link.
Yeah, hey, Prince Adam, can you send me the link, a new link, and I'll forward it over to
It's the
Mr.
same link.
Nicholas
It's
Rabe.
the same link.
Yeah,
Where
you can just
it's our fifth show.
Copy and paste.
Copy and paste. It's our fifth show.
No way.
This is how I set it up as efficient as possible.
Now we're gonna get sued by that guy.
No way. No, I've
Get him
talked
to
to
come
him.
on the show.
I've talked to him. He's cool.
No, he is cool, but
He
he's
is cool.
still
I've actually
going to
talked to
sue
him.
you.
Nice.
Ask Seth Angel. We posted on the event airing right behind us, Dragpalooza 2008. I gotta get Jess to upload some more videos. We've had the same ones out. We've been a little busy for this event. You may have heard of Dragpalooza coming up June 9th and 10th at Extreme Raceway Park. So we're out at Extreme Raceway Park, XRP, Ferris, Texas. Last weekend, they've got their regular ADRL XRP Ironman Extreme Pro Mod Series presented by Larry Jeffers Race Cars, our good buddy back in House Springs, Missouri. And so wait, Fears, are you telling me you can read that? I want you to read it right now. Come on, Sunglass Boy.
There ain't no way in hell I can read that.
That's what I'm telling you. So
that's why it's back there, right?
Crying to me.
Shout out to Adam, the man with the plan behind the scenes.
That's right. All right.
Yeah, we got it.
All right, but the problem is there's a delay, which I'm sure is maybe for the FCC so that we don't say words that we shouldn't, because we're supposed to be PG-13.
Yeah, so Adam, just leave those up a little extra longer to compensate.
It'll compensate. We're compensating.
Someone has to head these cats. Herd these cats.
See, you can't even read the big screen. You got more size. Maybe you don't have perfect vision.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God, this guy.
What are you going to do?
Anyway, just off screen, we got Bubba Corzine. Everybody chime in and wish Bert a happy 75th birthday. He is officially, I'm a half a decade old, or half a century, excuse me. I wish I was a half a decade old. God, wasn't everything easy when we were 5? I mean, seriously. And even going back a little bit further than that, it's weird how we come into this world and we go out, right? We spend the first 9 months trying to get out of the same thing we spend the rest of our life trying to get back into. Number one. Number two, is it going to take you an hour? I mean, are you going to join the show at some point?
Man, I'm going to. I'm getting Nick in with it. Look, he's just seen this.
Nick's not even home yet.
He's
I'll come play with you.
Driving. You got him. He's on like the 95 coming from Washington, D.C. back to Baltimore.
I'll come play with you, Kenny.
You're going to make him crash.
I got you back.
Nick. Yeah, so check it out. So Prince Adam. Anyway, so after all of that, and then we just eat from the either from the bosom or the bottle, whichever way you went.
My grandpa always said we come in diapers, we go out in diapers.
The same. We continue to drink from the bottle, only a beer bottle in this case, not Bud Light though.
Not Bud Light.
That new Modelo stuff though, we got to talk about that and bring a can of that over here. But listen.
Hey, we need to talk to them about it.
Yes, we do. I've
100%.
actually talked to him, but here's the problem. I just realized, Steve, we got to find a different beer. That's an AB product. He's like, I don't care.
Hey, I drink
you can
Bud
be
Light.
whatever you want.
Right, just don't be Bud Light.
Yeah, listen, I'm not. I'm holding strong. No more Modelo from. I'm out. Sorry, no. I digress. But anyway, so then the other thing is like we start out in diapers, and if you're lucky enough, and you got somebody wiping your ass, and then if you're lucky enough, you finish up in diapers with somebody wiping your ass.
Right.
Unless you get hit by like a Budweiser truck.
Drooling on yourself.
It's a little bit crazy. So as you can hear, we've got a live studio audience back here, and one of them didn't get the cue that we're actually doing a show because he's 3/4 of a century old. That's Bert Corzine. Happy 75th to Bubba Corzine, also known as Bert Worth Corzine III. How would you like to be from Fort Worth and your name is Bert Worth? Was that a coincidence or was that purposeful?
Fort Worth?
Kind of fitting.
Oh, they named the town after him.
Oh, that
he wasn't part of the first graduating class at Cleburne High School, which begs the question whether or not he's really 75. We're thinking closer to 86, but I'll let him just keep saying 75.
66.
Class of 66. But that was the first class, correct?
No.
Man, all right,
I just totally imagine
I'm not buying it. Listen,
with a bunch of badass
in 1966, I was -6 years old. Okay, let's just be clear about that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I was still roaming around. Yeah, anyway. So, XRP, we're having the absolute time of our life. And we're not bringing
Nick's
Nicholas on until 7:45, just so we're clear, Adam.
Oh.
Where's Conrad?
Because I don't want
asking.
him.
Sorry.
Conrad's feeling a little bit under. You know what? I'll get him out. Uncle Bubba, would you be kind enough to wake Conrad up and bring him out? Everybody's asking for him. He sat out here last night at Wiley's and got 10 kinds of drunk from a chicken we brought home from Bubba's dinner. And then he realized it was a rooster. And I came out. I'm not going to go into it because we're PG-13. But Conrad and the rooster are making out. And what do I see right behind them? A bunch of empty Bud Light cans. He thought it was a hen at first, and then he drank a few Bud Lights, and he apparently after that could care less. I think it's really a thing.
I think it might be a thing.
Poor Conrad. Bubba, you're one of the only executives in the ADRL that can actually carry him without white gloves. I know. Look at that.
Here's the other one.
Here, Conrad. Exactly. There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, the star of the show, Conrad. And check out what he learned this week while we were driving and somebody cut us off. Tickets go flying one way. He still got a seatbelt on, but when I went into the ditch and came back on, try doing that at home. Not going to happen.
I did once. I ended up going to the chiropractor for 3 years.
Yeah, so XRP had an absolutely amazing race the other night. What was so great about it was you got a lot of guys that pretty much everybody that was there will be competing in Dragpalooza, along with a lot of heavy hitters that are coming in from out of town. Big Jim Phillips, Bubba Stanton, hopefully the Mississippi Missile, Jason Scruggs, and others. But at any rate, we had a hell of a race. Galen and Celeste and Clyde and Amanda had a hell of a race out there, and I was just happy to go out and talk to the fans. Ran into so many people that we used to see on a regular basis back in the day when we were going to the track in Ennis, Texas Motorplex. So at any rate, had a great time, gave out a bunch of tickets. And as the video that you may or may not have seen yet, if not, it's in the reels on my page and, of course, on ADRL Tour, facebook.com/ADRL Tour. Nitrous cars can compete in Pro Extreme, Fierce. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Keith Haney and Doug Reister approved it. Keith Haney,
it's been proven.
Career best, 4 laps in a row. And then for whatever reason, I didn't get a chance to talk to him after the event. But for whatever reason, it kind of fell off in the final just a little bit. Doug's 363 takes out Haney's 364. It was pretty amazing stuff. So I can tell you, what do we got? When I see you at Drag Stock, I'm getting you red, white, and blue rubber bands. Yeah, that's Colton Jordan, member of the A-Team. So anyway, Bill Doucette's also going to be here. Bill, he made me knock a window out of the tower in Ennis, Doucette. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw those pictures.
Giddy up. So
that is not a BS story.
No,
there's really a giant hole in the front of that window.
Yeah, I knocked it plumb out.
Straight out.
It almost smashed Wiley's handsome son, Grant, a.k.a. G Money, Pro Junior Dragster star in the ADRL. Just absolutely wiped out the window, and then, boom, he goes down. No, it didn't hit him. It did hit a friend of mine from Louisiana, and it cut his arm pretty good, and they were going to put stitches in, and he said, listen, no. I did not just wait 10 years and drive 6 hours to see the ADRL, and you think I'm getting in an ambulance and like going somewhere? They're like, that gash is pretty good. He wrapped it with gauze and duct tape. That's a race.
And it's a memory.
Member of the ADRL. It is. That scar will be there forever. So, at any rate, great show out there at XRP. Congrats to the mad scientist, Doug Reister, with his Rare Morrison back. Beautiful Rare Morrison powered as well. 68 Camaro. Mad scientist got it done over Haney. But what a weekend for Haney. He comes down here from Oklahoma to play with the blower cars and flat Schweitzer Dynamics and Jerry Bickle race cars. He was laying down numbers all day long, including a 362 in the semifinal at a ridiculous mile per hour. I think it was like 206, I think. But at any rate, 206, 209 doesn't matter. In a nitrous car, that's hauling ass. So you take the weight out of some of these other top-tier nitrous cars, and I think they can compete, Fierce.
I think
you look
so.
good in those glasses, buddy.
You're loving them, aren't you? Yeah, I'm just staring at myself, to be honest with you. Not paying attention.
Yeah,
Rico. I'm just thinking these are bitching.
Yeah, they are. Rico at Fatheads. You know, I brought into Walmart right here in Burleson, Texas the other day. Fatheads. They're selling Fatheads, yeah.
Good job,
And the lady
Rico.
even said, the lady behind the counter, she's like, hey, I've seen you on Adrenaline. You're the Fatheads guy. And I'm like, no. I'm endorsed by the Fatheads guy. We endorse his product,
Right.
but the Fatheads guy is Rico, who actually does have a fat head. Not as fat as mine, but it's pretty fat. You know, I mean, he's got a big noggin. Nothing like this dome. Thank God, by the way, your brother. You got to finish telling that story. So his brother cuts hair here. He ends up doing my thing, and then at the end, he's like, "I got bad news for you." And I said, "What's that?" And he's like, "This isn't a flat rate shot. We charge by the square inch." So when our controller sees that on the expense account, because I did Google it, you can't expense those things because it's marketing. We're marketing right now,
right? For sure.
And I've never had a $6,000 haircut, but actually with tip it was like $6,050. So yeah, charges by the square inch, no bueno. So I got to see Extreme Index Motorcycle on display for the first time at XRP on Saturday night, and wow,
Really?
badass. It's like Pro Extreme Motorcycle back in the day. It's just like everything coming full circle. So, how about the title to the show that we, you and Prince Adam and I, we all kind of got together, collaborated,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Yeah.
reunited, and it feels so good.
Feels so good.
It does. So enough of that shit show. Speaking of shit show, if you're not following Double O Shit Show on the interweb, all forms of social media, you're missing out. That cat is funny as hell. He just put up a new meme. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but if you go to Double O Shit Show, it's been confirmed. I'm not going to give it away. I won't ruin the surprise. But in all seriousness, NHRA, unfortunately, Marcus Lemonis has decided to, after a few years, and we appreciate his support of the sport of drag racing, and certainly the NHRA, the founder and owner of Camping World, has decided to take his marketing efforts elsewhere. As a result, it left an opening. And if you go to Double O Shit Show's Facebook page after the show, please don't be walking out of the theater right now. You go to Double O Shit Show's Facebook page and you can see the NHRA's new title sponsor.
Yeah.
It's pretty fantastic.
It is fantastic. Actually,
and it's something that everybody uses.
100%.
So I think they'll do. I think they're going to do fantastic with it.
It's a perfect sponsor.
It really is. It really is. What do you think, Conrad? Yeah, he's still recovering from last night. We took Bubba to Babe's Chicken. Now I'm thinking, I tell him, hey, Bubba, I'll buy you dinner. He's been crying about the fact that I bought Tucci a steak in Huntsville in 06 for 17 years. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get Bert a steak. He's 3/4 of a century old. Of course, I'm half a century old now.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, how about that?
A little over it, actually.
I wish I wouldn't have said that. At any rate, and he's like, yeah, I want to go get fried chicken. I'm like, okay, so like I'm expecting to pull up to like, you know, what are these chicken joints? Chicken Express down here they got? No. There's actually a 5-star chicken joint right here in nearby, what's the town? Burleson. Yeah, downtown Burleson, Old Town Burleson, Texas. So we walk in there. Never in my life did I ever think, regardless of how many people were there, and I was happy to do it. I mean, hell, I would have spent 10 times as much for Bert on his birthday. But yeah, over $100 for fried chicken. Colonel Sanders missed the boat somewhere.
You see the comment? You see the comment?
Chris Knight. If Chris Knight posted it, Twitter is free, LOL.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, I love it. I love it. I don't know what it was, but I'm not going to repeat it because if Chris Knight said it, and I love me some Chris Knight. Everybody does, but he could be a little not PG-13, and we stray sometimes. We're guilty. We meditate about it and work on it every day. I pray about it, but I just sometimes they slip out. So for the pro junior dragster community out there, top junior dragster community, I apologize. Young Grant's over here. He's got on his earmuffs as not to hear any of this garbage coming out of our mouths. So, you know, the sad thing is kids nowadays, I mean, they're not even phased. You're at a grocery store and a kid like tells their mom to shut the F up and you don't even stop. You just keep pushing the cart.
Right.
It's such a weird thing.
And then they dab.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
right.
Let me just tell you, if that would ever happen with my grandmother, I would have ended up somewhere like between the women's bras and the sunglass case in Walmart, 20 or 30 feet from wherever we were when I said it. And that would have been the end of it. I would have been sleeping outdoors, homeless shelter, something.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're not getting back in the
cardboard house.
So kids, show some respect for your parents, will you? Seriously. So, what about this? Huh? Fatheads.com CEO Rico Elmore, who was supposed to be on 2 weeks ago, but again, living the big jet set life. Had to circle Indianapolis in the private airport for a few, I don't know how much fuel they had in the damn thing, but he missed the show. But we will go ahead and announce that Fatheads Eyewear, fatheadseyewear.com, they're the official sunglass partner of the ADRL and the new title sponsor for Dragstock.
How about that? How about that?
I saved that little nugget for you.
Yeah, I would just processed. I was like, what? Wait,
and our controller, I never talked to her. I just send her emails. What's her name again?
I don't know.
All right, what's our girl's name that I'm always sending the receipts to? Kathy. Kathy. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll never forget that.
You know that was a joke, Kathy. It was a joke.
He knew. Obviously. He knew, but it wasn't a joke on my part. I'm going to come clean and be transparent. I had no idea. Although I should. Kathy at 80-year-old tour. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
I just click and it goes. So anyway, I'm glad she's doing a great job for us. But so that'll help out a little bit. Rico and the guys. And seriously, if you want the ADRL to thrive and grow and to get to where it was and way beyond, which we're going to, you need to support companies that support us. And there's a litany of them, and they'll be on the new website that will debut next week after this very show. 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. The new ADRLtour.com will be completely done. The IT department told me today, I just put them on blast. I said, listen, it's ready to go 5 o'clock next Tuesday, or you're all out of a job.
Line in the sand.
And then I went to the other side of the desk and I sat down and I said, well, that's a shitty thing to say. I'm kidding. We actually do have somebody building a website. Can you believe that? And it's not me. It's a wonderful thing. It's good to have partners with a little coin. You know what I'm saying? So sponsors, listen, Rico, fatheadseyewear.com. Please support Fatheads Eyewear. You can get their prescription glasses at Walmart. You can get their sunglasses at fatheadseyewear.com. We have handed out, Chris Knight, that's a great question. We have handed out just north. We scaled it back a little bit because XRP, at least for now, believe me, Clyde will put more stands in after the 9th and 10th. But for right now, we did half of our normal allotment of 500,000, and we're down to about of a million. We did 500,000. We're down to about 40,000 right now. So it's good to have Dr. Fears here. I kept a couple boxes just so that he can help me make this final push here over the next couple of days. And then Mother Nature's going to smile on us like she did Saturday night. And if we have the weather, and Wiley, the Texas Grim Reaper, also my landlord, rent checks in the mail. So meanwhile, I think to have lane choice in the first round, meaning the top 8 cars, all 50s. If we have the same air that we had Saturday night, that's not great, but it was still pretty good. You stuck the tire, though, and we're going to bring you in here in a minute, and you can tell everybody all about how you screwed the pooch over the weekend. I go down here, I'm going to see all my heroes, right? Wiley, D&Q. Galen Smith, the Texas Bounty Hunter, D&Q. The Madman, 3-time, Frankie Taylor, D&Q. Oh, Galen did. I apologize. Forgive me, but he had a hurt motor. Brandon Pez didn't. The headhunter didn't qualify. Galen, my apologies. Galen, he's sitting there right now like, I'll smack the out of this kid when I see him again.
Oh, he's on his way. You know that Clyde Scott guy.
Oh, wait a minute. He's on his way? Clyde was not on the property. He had family obligations in Montana. Listen, don't listen to any of that garbage. I'm not taking a shot to the chops like Spencer Massey did, okay? Not happening. So listen, Clyde, Amanda, if Clyde's watching or if he watches later, that was Bubba Corzine that said that. Let's just be clear. Bubba Corzine said it. So when Bubba's down on the starting line, if you want to give him the old Spencer Massey to the chops, you go right ahead. I didn't say it. I know better. I know why you're the most wanted in Texas. I have no desire, and I'm a pretty bad SOB. I mean, I'll drop hands. I'll throw hands with anybody. Roll. In Clyde's case, not happening. He walks at me angrily, and I'm running so fast. You'll never see 250 pounds move so fast, brother. I'll be skipping across the parking lot. I won't even hit the fence. I'll just go right over it like a deer. So, Rico, hey, brother, thank you. Can't wait to have you as our guest next week, and we can talk more about it. But fatheadseyewear.com, support them because they're the reason we're able to give all these tickets away. They're the reason we're able to do our job and not charge the professional racers to get in. Listen, I'm a sportsman racer. I've been a sportsman racer my whole life, and I'm used to paying. And if you're racing for big money bracket races like the Flings or which Peter Biondo, congratulations, man. Their event, and I know my ADD is really kicking in because I didn't have my meds. So forgive me, everybody. It's way worse tonight than it's ever been. So
I love
just
it.
deal
It's
with
good.
it. So check it out, though. Peter Biondo, bracket racer extraordinaire, Biondo products, the delay boxes, all the good stuff. I bought his stuff for years. They put the entries for their next event up, and over 400 sold out in 3 minutes.
What?
Yes, killing it.
Wow.
And then, of course, Kyle Riley and everybody at SFG also kicking ass and taking names. And I'm sure I'm leaving some people out, but those are the two that I know the best. So support your local drag strips, support anything but street racing. So I'm going to dive into the monologue I wanted to start with, but not before I tell a quick story. See, the ADD again.
There it is. Love it.
Fierce.
Yep.
Bobby Don, the Godfather.
Yes, sir.
Buick Nationals, GS Nationals last weekend at Bowling Green,
Yep.
Kentucky, Beach Bend Raceway Park. Rest in peace, Dallas, the longtime owner and proprietor of that establishment. He finally passed away. He had to be. I mean, he was 80 when I met him 30 years ago. So that what's that? $110?
Yep, $110.
Yeah, something like that. And that guy is still to his last event. He was all over the place. I'll be offshore for the first show. Mark, look at this. Is there any way to watch 80-year-old live? Yes, there will be. We'll have a live stream. In addition to the live stream, we'll also have, and there he is. He heard me say that he DNQ'd, and he got here that quick. It takes me an hour and 20 minutes to get to XRP. Galen Smith must have driven the Pro Extreme car because he's here, packing the cooler, ready to trade hands with the big head for saying he DNQ'd. He didn't DNQ, but he did have a hurt cylinder. So I think, you know what I think? I think it's all right. It's all right. Hey.
It would have been cheaper for him to DNQ.
It would have, yes. Believe me. Believe me.
Oh, well, I make $700.
Things have gone off the rails. See what happens when you do it from a bar. It's so much more controlled in the studio, but we're off the rails, and I love it. So Bobby Don goes down, and his good friend and traveling buddy from nearby Energy, Illinois, Energy, Illinois.
Oh, the Energy.
Energy is where Bobby Don's shop is.
Yeah.
His race shop. That's where him and Leroy work out of. On the other side of Heron, so you've got Energy, then Heron, and then you have Ziegler, the home of future Hall of Famer. I have no idea why he's not in yet. I don't know whose pockets I've got to grease down in Ocala, but we're getting Buddy Ingersoll into the Hall of Fame, the guy who brought turbos to the forefront, kicked everybody's ass with him to the point that they started banning him. One of the things that Pro Extreme will never do. Never. I told Kevin Harvick's dad the other night, I said, listen, Mr. Hargett, I said, and he's like, you can call, no. You are Mr. Hargett to me forever because the clouds will part and my grandmother will put a foot right in my ass if I disrespect my elders. So I said to Mr. Hargett, if you can get 4 turbos in this thing, make it happen, get the power to the track, whatever, because Pro Extreme's real racing. So he takes Leroy. Now you got to understand, if you ever knew Buddy Ingersoll, and for a lot of you watching out there, I'm sure you're familiar with the name. I know you are, and his career and what he did with Buicks and turbo drag racing specifically. And anybody that's racing a turbo and hauling ass right now owes that credit to Bobby Don's dear friend, Leroy Ingersoll's dear brother, Buddy. Bad Buddy Ingersoll. Man, he was tough. Bubba, did you ever race Buddy in pro stock?
No.
Okay, yeah, see, they banned him before Bubby even got a chance to run him. Sons of bitches. He had like a 200 cubic inch Buick motor, and they're all like, oh, whatever, dude. Let him run, man. If he hadn't burned his clutch up in the semifinals in Bristol, he would have beat the late, great Bob Glidden. With apologies to Etta, Billy, and Rusty, he had him covered, but unfortunately, no clutchy clutch. Which Bobby Don, who eulogized him at his graveside, that's how close they were. He's actually got his world championship ring, his Wallies, in his museum, his Buick museum in Heron, Illinois.
Wow.
So him and Leroy motor on down, right? So they are set up, not racing for the first time. And he's done very well and supported them financially over the years. He sponsored the Bobby Don's Big Gun Shootout. At any rate, they're selling parts. And as they're heading towards the track one morning, or back to the track, there's people crossing the street. And this is the kind of guy Leroy is. You ever meet anybody? We call him Lucky Strike Leroy now because he's got no filter. He just, whatever comes to here, comes straight out of here, and there's nothing in between. There is no pause button. There is no, it's just
people like that.
So Leroy, great dude, but, he's a unique character. We'll say that, Fears. He leans out the window as he waves the people across. And as they start to cross the street, he leans out the window and starts easing towards them. And they're like, and he hits the brakes and he's like, I'm only going to hit one of you, relax. That's the kind of guy he is. Customers are coming up, and Bobby Don sold pretty much everything he took down there to sell. He's even got offers on his one of his 2 race cars, Unfinished Business, which is the Outlaw Turbo car, and then Category 6 right now is right down there in Southern Illinois getting that new Kenny Duttweiler motor put in, so the KJ Nowling can come out and tear it up. At any rate, yeah, so Leroy's sitting there and Bobby Don, and they're in their lawn chairs, and they're doing the swap meet thing, and they're selling and wheeling and dealing. And some random customer walks up. Now, Bobby didn't know, I don't want to spoil the story, but Leroy had met them earlier. The Godfather had no idea.
Right.
So these guys walk up, and Leroy looks up, and he says, what the do you want? They like, just keep walking. Bobby Don's like, what's the matter with you, man? You can't talk to people that way. He's like, I met him earlier. I'm just kidding. So Leroy does have a little jokester in him, but the fact that Leroy Ingersoll made it back from Bowling Green means a couple of things. Bobby Don was really patient that weekend and in his groove because he was around Buick drag racing, his passion, or he made Leroy sleep in the van. Because I promise you, if they lived inside Bobby, even though the motorhome is as long as this building, if they lived together for a day, he'd have killed him. Because Leroy's he's always that guy that's like, you walk into the room and instead of, hey, Bobby Don, how you been? He's like, how you doing, prick? Like, anyway, but Leroy back in the day, and still to this day, I don't know how old he is. He's probably close to Bobby Don's age. The Godfather turned 80 a few weeks ago and still kicking ass and taking names and got the ponytail coming down, and he braids it every once in a while if he sees fit. Leroy, back in the day, Bobby Don, he'd throw hands with anybody that wanted to, including evidently the high school principal, which was a whole nother story.
Well,
we'll have to save that for another time.
Yeah.
So back to the monologue that you're usually supposed to do when you open the show, but we're completely off the rails. We're just doing it whatever. I don't know about you guys, and I know there's a lot of fans out there, and I'll go ahead and just take the heat, let it come right now. I was watching them test the other day. I'm just going to say it. Forgive me. If you want parents to take your junior dragster kids away for 5 minutes and come back maybe, I don't know, 5, give it 6 minutes. I can run long sometimes. Quit calling that garbage fucking drag racing. It's not. It's illegal street racing. And here's the thing. They're not even doing it illegally. They've got people. They've got ambulances. They've got all the stuff that we've got. They're out there spraying the streets with more PJ1 than Galen probably put down for the Pro Mod race. I mean, you could see the streets. The streets aren't shiny, man. Like, and listen, no prep kings, fucking brilliant. Awesome idea. Get them off the streets entirely. Shut that shit down. It is time, man. If you look at the statistics, and we're going to have them on next week's show. I've been a little busy promoting this event, Dragpalooza, XRP Fairs, Texas, June 9th and 10th. Fastest door slammers on God's planet. Quit calling it drag racing. The news media, when there is a street racing accident that unfortunately all too often leads to the death of innocent people, quit calling it drag racing. It's not drag racing. Drag racing is done in a controlled environment. At a racetrack, between 2 walls, can people still get hurt? Hell yes. But the odds of an innocent victim getting hurt, like a family of 4 that I'm familiar with that had somebody drive through their minivan, or that dickwad over in Qatar that still wanted Michigan, Curly's brother, Larry Mo Atat. So who I'm embarrassed to say, when I found out, I should have shut that shit down right then. But I digress. Quit calling that garbage drag racing. It's not. You want to see drag racing? Come to XRP any weekend, especially June 9th and 10th. Any weekend, listen, the late Wally Parks sacrificed his life and created the safety safari in the NHRA to get that stuff. The term drag racing, for anybody that's not familiar, comes from racing on the main drag in town from one stoplight to the next. Okay? You know what else we didn't do in 1955? We didn't let people, babies, you know, the little itty bitty things. Don't let me forget to tell you about the chicken wing story. We didn't let babies ride. We didn't have them riding in car seats. I remember standing up. I mean, my parents weren't any like less smart than they are now or any of the parents are now, but it's evolution. You learn from the dumb shit you do. If you don't, then you just repeat the mistakes. I mean, I think that's kind of like the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over, expecting a different result.
Yep.
Our parents used to smoke with the windows in the 79 Gran Torino wagon rolled up. I'm standing in the front seat. My little brothers, they're not much better off because Kevin and Keith, they're in the rear facing seat. You know, the one that faces the back of the car?
Oh, yeah.
And like you're sitting on the bumper?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, how did that? It's much like the Bud Light thing. How did that get to how did that get far enough up the corporate ladder that they actually made the car or printed the can?
Clearly skip quality control.
I mean, seriously. And then I'm asking my mom and my stepdad, Gene, I said, so let me get this straight. You guys walked into the Ford dealership and you looked at the army green with army green vinyl interior and the headliner and the carpet with the wood grain on the side. And my mom, God rest her soul, was like, honey, that's the one I want. Can we please get the green one with the wood grain, the army? Can we please? Okay. And then look, we can put the kids all the way in the back. They're like 20 feet from us. And they'll face the back. And if somebody rear ends us, we're empty nesters, like 20 years sooner than we should have been. Listen, dickwads, quit racing those cars on the street and making these young kids that are getting killed every week who think they can take these high horsepowered cars out on the street and do the same thing that you're doing. The only thing they don't know is that you have an ambulance on site, you have paramedics with the ambulance, obviously, you have firefighters, you have, and listen, bring the heat. Bring all the heat, you street, and quit street in-laws is what I'm going to start calling your inbreds or something. You're not outlaws. You want to see outlaws? Come to XRP. There's two sitting right here, Galen Smith and Steve Wiley. And if you'd let them come race at your No Prep Kings races, rat! Woo! They already did it down in Oklahoma. You tried to get them to draw chips at the No Prep race, and you wanted them to take each other out. But no. It didn't work, street in-laws. They ended up in the final. Galen took out the Grim Reaper, and they left.
Flip-flop.
Not at the race in Oklahoma. Didn't you win that race? You won Saturday, excuse me. So see, they both won. Even better. It just validates my point even further. And then on the way out, nobody else won. Nobody else won. And by the way, they weren't the only quote-unquote pro mods on the property. They just, again, back in the day, not recently, because they've evolved. Like cars now have these seat belts, and we put our babies in car seats, and we don't smoke Pall Malls with no filters with our children in the car with us if we've got any sense at all. If tomorrow milk comes out, the FDA, it's proven milk causes cancer. I'm eating my Fruity Pebbles with water if I have to, but I'm not drinking milk anymore. And I'm certainly not giving it to my kids. We evolved as a species, at least most of us. So again, for everybody that's watching, all two of you, don't tell me that you're at least be honest with them with what you're doing. You know, at the beginning, they have their little disclaimer. You know, don't try this at home, blah, 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 blah. What should be in that disclaimer is because we have an entire safety crew. We've put some stuff down on the road to help with the traction, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we've got firemen. The police have got the roads blocked off. I love the part where, like, they're like, oh, let me run to my trailer and let me put the car away real quick. The cops are coming. Come on, it's television. It's made for television and good for them. But I don't want to hear. That's good for Nick. I love you, buddy. We'll bring you on in a minute. I'm not done ranting. I still got 12 seconds, so let me finish up.
Ready, go.
And I'll finish up with this. Street racing is illegal, and it kills innocent people. Drag racing sometimes kills innocent people, but not nearly at the volume. You're talking apples to oranges. So please, if you got a car and you want to haul ass and drive fast, like the two dipshits that passed me doing 150 on my way to XRP Saturday night, if you want to do that, do it when you get to the drag strip. You can come out to XRP or any of your local tracks. Every Sunday, you can come out and see Galen and Celeste at XRP, a $30 tech card, right? 15 to get in. 50, you can race anything you want with an ambulance, guard walls, fire trucks, all the stuff you're going to need when you get upside down and on fire. So let the hate begin. I don't care. I'm not going to stop until that shit's off the air. No Prep Kings, rock on, man. Fill the grandstands, sell them out, do all the things that you're doing. I applaud you for taking that step, but it's time to put the other thing that got you there Just put it to bed. So I'm done. I went over by a minute and 6. Not bad, bro.
It was good.
All right.
Point received, I'm sure.
What do you think of Texas?
What do I think of Texas? I love the people. The highways are totally fucked up.
It's ridiculous, man.
I don't know what's
my
going
navigation. They got clover leaves on clover leaves
Google,
and figure eights
Google
and
doesn't
upside
even
down.
know what's going on.
No, she's just like, at one point, Siri's just like, you know what? Find your own way. Screen went dark. She's like, I'm out. I'm over it. And Conrad's over here
You
going,
are screwed.
what's up? Well, you've lived here 100 years, Bert. We haven't. So we don't know where we're going. You guys know all the roads and the back roads. At home, I can get around like that, Galen, but I can't do that.
30 minutes in the airport,
Yeah, he's exactly right. Listen, Texas is the only place. Am I right about this, my fellow Texans? Does it not take you longer to get across Texas than it does to get from Texas to the Pacific Ocean?
Yeah.
How about that for a little?
El Paso is halfway to Pomona, California.
El Paso, Texas, and that's the last
Well,
city.
Pomona, Texas.
That's the last city here.
Yeah.
When you leave Texas on I-10,
New Mexico.
you're heading into New Mexico. So from El Paso to Los Angeles is shorter than it is just to drive across Texas. Basically same distance. Ridiculous is what it is. From Missouri, we're from the Show Me State. You can be dead center wherever that is, dead in the middle, and drive 4 hours in any direction. You're in another state.
Two. If you're dead center, it's only 2.
Even better. See how he just keeps making my points for me?
Yeah.
I love it.
Missouri.
Okay, hey, I'm tapping out. Can you have your beautiful Bart? What's your name, sweetheart? I'm sorry, I apologize. That's a habit that I have from being raised by my grandmother, Nancy.
Nancy.
Gracie. Oh, I apologize. I thought she said Nancy. It's because we drew Nancy a little earlier. We'll announce her name in a minute.
Yes.
For the winner. I told you we're off the rails. I'm off my meds. Who knows where this thing's gonna go?
That's all right.
But I'm just glad to see
we're
you.
Good.
I'm glad to see you. You know? Huh? We drank a Bud Light before the show. Anyway, Conrad's starting to talk back to me now. That's how long I've been away from home. So I'm freaking out just a little bit. It was okay when I was talking to him. Nobody's around. But now that he's starting to talk back at me, it's a weird deal. Nicholas Rabe is waiting to open a package that was sent to him before we pull our next $100 winner. Nicholas Rabe is waiting in the green room. Prince Adam, producer Adam, my main man. You want to go ahead and bring ADRL fan extraordinaire and motorcycle rider. Now, wait, Nicky, are you in the garage, brother?
I'm actually outside of my barn. We're out here in Virginia in the Blue Ridge Mountains, man. We got a beautiful lake. The mountain's out behind me, so we're just
what's inside that barn? Is that where you keep the motorcycle?
Yes, I do have it housed here with me. Yes, sir.
Is it, before you open your package, is it, and I mean the envelope, so again, we're back to PG-13. Take it easy, Nick. Before you open the envelope, is that motorcycle, I mean, did you get the engine back together over the weekend? Can you fire this thing up on adrenaline and give us a little adrenaline, or what?
Yes, sir, I certainly sure can. Y'all want to hear the fruit?
Let's get to opening that envelope, okay?
Slide to
it's like
go back.
Publishers Clearinghouse. He's talking. See, look, he wins $100
I'm gonna
adrenaline show a couple weeks ago, and look at what he's doing. He's got his own camera person. He went out and hired his own camera person. He's slide it down. Meanwhile, Ryan and I on this wobbly little tripod that he brought in his carry-on.
Can you all see the bike at all?
We can see the bike.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Light
Come
that
on,
big
step around
light,
here.
brother.
All right, I'm going to fire this thing up, gentlemen. Give you all a little bit of the light show here.
All right. Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you, Gracie. I apologize. I said Nancy.
All right, gentlemen.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't realize it was Bud Light.
Here we go.
Here we go.
What are you doing after the show, Blind? Uh-oh. Come on. Got a cam in it like Kenny Duffweiler. Wow. Give me the throttle. Come on. Great. Little throttle. Just a little bit. Oh, yeah. I don't know how it sounds on the big screen, but it sounds pretty good on the iPhone. Wow. All right. So now you got we'll shut her down so that I can hear myself again. paint on that thing. That was awesome. Yeah, that's very cool. Green Index Motorcycle making its debut right here at RT. I think, Adam, you may have to shut him down because he's on the bike and he is not getting off.
I love it.
He's going to be out there till like 2 in the morning, just revving the engine up. His neighbors are cussing right now, and he can't hear us. So he's just going to keep
Gentlemen,
going. Oh, that was
can you hear me?
awesome. Let's go, baby. Nick Ray, my hero. Yeah, that was nice,
Awesome,
man.
sir.
So you got a little envelope there that may or may not have a good friend of ours, Benjamin, in it.
Yes, sir. Hang on. Let me grab that envelope.
The envelope, please. And the winner is? Should have been
Envelope.
Top Gun
We
Maverick.
just like take a drink at the exact same time. Didn't realize it.
Yeah, everything. Sorry, buddy. There you go.
All right. What do we have here, gentlemen? Got some nice, beautiful American Drag Racing League decals.
Are you
Yes,
going
sir.
to find? Tell everybody, because I know it because I've been a fan for a while, but tell everybody the name of the bike.
The bike is called the Fridge. I started out back in 1995 with Tommy Gray. He's now known as the Undertaker.
Yep.
I was just 15 years old. I was still in high school, and he gave me the opportunity to become a part of a team, learn how to be a team player, and work for a race team. From there, it progressed. I guess I was about 19 years old. I started racing motorcycles, just doing some general bracket racing at my local hometown drag strips. From there, it progressed to about 2004. I started running real heavy in the NHRA in the Summit Series with the bracket racing. And about 2011, I earned my NHRA Pro Stock license. So I've been doing this for about 24 years now. So
I believe the godfather of 2 of my 4 sons was there, Uncle Roy Hill, if I'm not mistaken.
yes, sir.
George Bryce.
So,
I mean, if you're going to get your Pro Stock motorcycle license and you get it with George Bryce and Uncle Roy doing the instructing, I mean, that's like having Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig teach you how to play baseball, or Mickey Mantle, or in our case, Stan the Man Musial from St. Louis. That's incredible. So, how did it go from the Undertaker to the Fridge? I'm not making the connection. You're going to have to help me there.
so back in
No, I get it.
day around,
But did they make you go to the Fridge to get the beer? Is that what you started out as when you got on the crew?
no. So the way the name come about with the Fridge, Tommy had a 1992 ZR1 Corvette. A gentleman had painted it ice pearl white, and we had a blue powder coated chassis back in 1995. I believe we were the first team to actually have a blue powder coated chassis back in the 1990s. And then after that, that kind of took off into all the other cars, as you see that's common today. A lot of the powder coated chassis that you see nowadays, matching the car bodies, that kind of thing. So back to Tommy Gray and the Fridge. He had sold the car. I guess I was 16 at the time. We were going to the Summer Nationals, I want to say at US 41 Dragway. Someone might have to correct me on that. I might be wrong. But we went to the Summer Nationals, and we had debuted the new 1937 Chevy Coupe that was known as the Undertaker. We had the first basic neon paint job. I mean, Tommy went through the extreme to have this car with the most wildest paint job. I've got some video clips.
He's one of the best, not only drivers, but promoters of the sport of drag racing. Tommy's probably sold as many T-shirts as anybody in the history of Door Slammer racing. He's pretty incredible stuff. So,
yes, sir.
Conrad still wants to know. We're not quite to the Fridge yet.
No. So, after he sold the car, we started out with the Undertaker. As that had progressed and as I started racing, I do heating and air for a living. I do industrial commercial heating and air.
There you go, Conrad.
So I do a lot of cooling tower repairs, that kind of stuff. And well, I'm an air conditioning guy, so I said, well, the fridge goes along.
Everybody thought Tommy Gray was a real undertaker for a long time.
Yeah, well, everybody thought maybe he might have been a heating and air guy, but I think, a lot of people didn't know, but he's into construction. He's into heavy equipment. So
yeah, Gray Trucking is one of the biggest trucking operations on the Eastern Seaboard. So, well, listen, Nick, we appreciate you. Was there anything else in there with that, or do I need to call our controller, Kathy, up? You're supposed to have something else in there with those new gals. You want to hold that up to the camera?
Yes, sir. I got an Uncle Benjamin right here, buddy.
All right. So I text you because I knew we were going to be using my phone.
Yes, sir.
I text you Nancy's last name. I text you Nancy's full name. So where's your phone at these days?
Under my sack.
Easy. Oh, the kids are back on. We're going to do Prince Adam. I'm just going to tell you right now, this is what's going to have to happen. So we're going to do the regular Adrenaline show for an hour, and then we'll have Adrenaline After Dark for 30 minutes after that, so that the junior parents, including my wife, who's like freaking out right now because Maverick is watching because he hasn't seen his father in 3-4 weeks, and we're over here dropping F-bombs out of the sky. By the way, Dax, love it, baby. Give him that right hook. Yeah, I'll keep that story in the family. So go to Instagram.
So guys, are we going to do some ADR races, at some of the local hometown tracks as well? Was that something that, I wanted to go out and promote?
Yeah, right now, in the interest of full disclosure, we're looking to stay. Rockingham's about as far east and as far as going north. I mean, there's so many great tracks in Ohio and everywhere else. Obviously, Maryland International, we had a hell of a race there. Billy Bose can tell you all about it. If you ever talk to Billy Bose, he'll tell you the great story. So you got to go to my Instagram page. Maybe I didn't send it, so can you go to mine and pull it up? I tell you what, better yet. Hey, producer Adam. Apologies, Nick. We're having a little technical difficulty because again we're off the rails and we've been drinking since noon.
It's all good, gentlemen. It's all good.
You go on my friends. I friended her and let her know that she won.
Right here?
No, that's not it. Yeah. Hang on.
Is that her?
Yep. So real quick before you go, Nick, thank you for coming on, man. And
thank you guys for having me.
So much. To answer your question, I would love to get back up there at some point. We just have to do our jobs collectively and bring the sponsorships and the marketing partnerships in that will allow us to pay our racers the kind of money that they need. I mean, listen, they're already saving $2,000 over most places before they ever drop the trailer door because there's no entry fee for our pro classes.
Right.
But that number needs to be much higher in order for to get Galen Smith from Texas to Maryland. That doesn't even cover half. Steve Wiley's going to go to Martin, Michigan for $2,000 when he can stay here and make that in 10 minutes welding on a car or painting a boat or something. Doesn't work. So we just got to get our frog legs, pun intended, the great frog, Houston Niece, coming to Texas, baby. He's going to be so disappointed when he finds out there's only a box of tickets left for him. But it's okay. Rockingham, he's got to bury the place like he did every other year. But, Nick, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks, Nick.
I enjoyed it.
You in the fridge. Good luck. We hope to make it up there soon, and can't wait to see you at the Rock, brother. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. I will see you guys at the Rock. God bless you guys. Thank you for bringing it.
Cheers, brother.
Yes, sir. Cheers to you guys.
Take care.
Y'all have a good night.
Nicholas Rabe in the fridge, putting on a little live performance here as we announce tonight's $100 winner. And we forgot to do it, but they did go out. And we'll announce the whole list of people who's won the other. We went 3 episodes because I'm here and you're there.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
No sweat. Nancy Cazares. Nancy Cazares. Nancy subscribe. That's all you have to do to enter.
That's it.
You subscribe to the ADRL's YouTube channel, which everybody's watching should have done. You subscribe to the ADRL YouTube channel, and we will randomly pick your name out of the hat. So Nancy, if you're not listening in, we've got your email address. We hope you're watching. We hope you are. I mean, you did
There's about
subscribe to the
people
channel
watching,
all over.
so I imagine
Yeah.
she's one of them.
What are we at? 1.2 million now?
Yeah.
1.2 million, 1.3 million. Wow. All because of you, Conrad. Thank you very much. Speaking of which, I want to, when it comes to social media, do it. You got yours. I got mine bookmarked. You do your bookmark
this
first.
was for you, actually.
What was I bookmarking?
Chicken.
We'll get to the chicken in a minute. Hold that.
Bookmarking it.
So that's what my wife does that. Like if she's going to forget something, I don't even remember where we learned it. Maybe a television show or a friend or something. But if you're mid-thought and you don't want to interrupt people all the time like I do, very bad habit. You just cross your fingers and that's a bookmark. But in my case, I still forget. But at any rate, what were we talking about?
I don't know.
I kid. There's so many people that are on our Facebook page that haven't liked our Facebook page. Please check your invites. Everybody that's watching in. And we actually have ADRL A-Team employees that have not even liked the ADRL Facebook page. So facebook.com/ADRL Tour.
Come
You want to know
on.
what's funny?
No
Listen to him.
way.
Yeah, fuck's sake.
Fuck's
He's
sake.
one of them. You're one of them, bud.
No way.
Yes, look. You're
What?
one of them. Yes. You do not like you.
Bullshit.
I can send you an invite right now.
To what?
To ADRL. Like you can see everything, but
What are
there's
you
something
talking about?
something's changed with Facebook. Like you can see the page and all that. I get it. But I can't invite you if you're already a member.
What are you talking about?
So every time I see your name, I can invite you. So I invited you. And maybe you accepted. I don't know.
To which one?
ADRL Tour. Facebook.com/ADRL Tour.
Bullshit.
No. Sorry, feller. So I'll tell my chicken wing story while he proves another one of my points.
All right.
Look at him. He's putting the phone down. It's okay.
No,
it's okay.
I don't buy it. I like everything and share everything.
He does like and share.
What are you
But what
talking
happens is,
about?
for some reason, and Bert, you're another one,
The YouTube page?
that you don't like. No. Our
The
Facebook
website.
page.
There's
Facebook.com. No more F-bombs. We got the kids watching. But because I don't know what's going on Facebook, but could you please, just so that our numbers will continue to grow, we've got like 1,000
I've only been
people.
on the page a million
I know
times.
that you have, but you never accepted the actual invitation. And there's a lot of people out there, including a few more ADRL employees. So I'll resend the invitations next week, or I'll have
The
somebody in
ADR
IT.
Nation group?
How many times do I have to say the ADRL's Facebook page before you get it?
Well, we have
Are
our
those
American
sunglasses
Drag
squeezing
Racing
down on
League.
your
We have
head?
ADRL Nation.
Yeah, American Drag Racing League, right there, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope. See?
What?
You're a manager, but you haven't liked the page.
You did. You don't fucking know what you
Now you liked it.
Where?
It's done. You just accepted my invite when you clicked the button.
No, I did. I didn't
Yes.
click a fucking button. I didn't click
Hey!
a button.
Come on, it's
I
not
clicked
after dark
dots.
yet.
I clicked dots.
Yeah.
That's what I clicked. That is not an accept button.
It just said invitation accepted.
Bull. This son of a.
Ah!
I'm gonna.
So anyway, no, you're not, Bert. I don't know. It's a Facebook. It's a meta thing. Whatever. I don't care. Zuckerberg, you're a dick. Anyway, he is. I mean, whatever. Just because he's got a buttload of money. Now, if you want to sponsor the ADRL with Facebook, I'll remove the dick from your title.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'll do like so many people these days want to do and remove your anyway. So the chicken wings.
Yep.
How many people out there? And I want somebody to come in. I'm going to bring Steve Wiley in for just a minute. Come on in, Grim Reaper. And Galen, I'll even bring you in on this. Let's get the Texas Bounty Hunter in here. Oh, look at Wiley. Wiley's throwing on the fat heads. Hey, Fears, can you get the Texas Bounty Hunter, Galen Smith, a pair of the fat heads? They're right there on the dresser, second door on the right, brother. Thank you. Look at that. Now, see, that's a real partner. So let's be clear about something. Galen, we'll wait till you get your fat heads to come on because Rico's writing a big check.
Shit, I forgot.
And besides that, he's the Texas Bounty Hunter. He might just beat the brakes off of me. I'm sorry. He did qualify Saturday night. He just stunk it up in the first round because he put a hole out. I don't know what to tell you. Right? So, how many of you guys and gals out there were 0 or yesterday years old when you found out that there aren't a bunch of little baby chickens running around the Tyson factory?
No, sir.
Go.
I went to Tractor Supply today.
Oh, here we go. Come on in, Gabe. Look at the fat heads.
I went
you know what, Rico? Fat heads for every 8-year-old pro
here's-
extreme driver. Look at these guys.
Here's the
Look
theory.
at him. Conrad, we're going to have to move you over a little, buddy.
Here's the
Let
theory.
old Galen come in here and get some attention.
Here's the theory.
Stream Raceway Park. Ferris,
We were
Texas.
told lies last night.
Are you saying that Bubba pulled one over on us?
He pulled one over on us. He said the little drumsticks
The little ones.
were not from Little Chickens. Well, I went to Tractor Supply earlier, and they got chickens for $1. And this is a money-making deal. They have chickens in the tank for $1, and their legs are about this long.
Like not in the water tank, they drown.
No, they're in a holding pen. Yeah, holding pen. So they got them, and their legs are this long. Well, the flappers are this long. Tractor Supply, we're about to go get them because we got discrepancies.
Can we bring them on the next show?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So chicken wings this long, just like when you go to Hooters or any of those chicken places. You get these chickens, or you get flappers or drums, right? Well, drums are this short-legged chickens, right? Because that's what me and you thought.
That's what I still think it until somebody proves me otherwise.
And Bubba says no.
With his 75 years of knowledge,
and I'm not so sure he's
and he
the smartest
skinned a
guy
couple
out here.
chickens,
So,
whatever.
well, I'm not sure what he was doing with the chickens, but
Yeah.
he says the short-legged chickens, or really not chickens, they're their arms, and then the wing.
Comes down from like the elbow.
I get it.
Now, shutting it down.
He had me convinced.
Shutting it down.
He had me convinced.
So then leg is not what they walk on.
No, well,
It's not what they fly with.
it is.
No, so yeah, so they're the little claw things, but the legs up above the claw, right?
So I thought I was
But aren't they
waiting.
baby chickens that they get the little drummies? You got the flats when you go to Hooters or somewhere. You got the flats and you got the drummies, right?
And that was true.
And am I wrong?
So
80-year-old nation, chime in.
Bubba-
Somebody chime in.
Corzine shut that down. So I was awake all night long. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to Tractor Supply. They got the chickens over there. They're yellow. And they got little short legs. And I said,
I'm not cutting any baby chicken's legs off. I don't know what kind of scheme he's.
No.
They make nuggets out of it. They don't make chicken legs out of it.
No, they let them grow.
They make the
They put
nuggets.
them under the hot lights and they let them grow a little longer. And then Tyson gets that shit. The ones that don't sell to Judy and her kids go to Tyson. And then they got the short-legged chickens.
Which is where the drummies come from. I knew
That's it.
Bubba Corzine.
He's full of
He's
shit.
full of it. If anybody else out there in 80-year-old nation also agree with us that the drummies, you got flats and you got drummies.
Short-legged chickens.
That's all they are, short-legged chickens.
And
Bubba's
short-
trying to claim that it's
and
like
yeah,
the
you know
arm and
what?
the elbow.
To be all equal, because we got to be equal in today's society. Even the wings are short-winged chickens.
Let's let the Texas bounty hunter be the tiebreaker. What say you?
What is it going to be?
I'm not really sure. I just thought the legs is what they walked on, the wings is what they flew with. Did y'all think that Colonel Sanders was ever president or anything?
No, he was just a colonel.
Just checking.
Well, I'm not
Hey,
sure.
you and he have the same haircut,
Well,
though.
hey, he was trying to be an admiral, but he was stuck on the ground. So
So
he
can you explain this for quick?
It's easy to explain. How many times you see a
All right, Bubba,
chicken
come on,
walking
camera.
around with a 3-inch leg? Huh? When's
Well,
the last
you
time?
haven't
Come
been
on in here. Come on in
See,
here.
this is the thing. This is his argument.
Here's the whole
This-
deal.
What are you saying? Tell me what you
I
just
don't
said.
have my glasses. They're over here.
Tell
That's
me what
okay.
you just said.
Just go ahead.
What, you don't see a chicken, a grown chicken
That's-
walking around with.
So,
See, that's the thing.
Can I
That's the
clarify?
thing.
Can I clarify? Hang on one second, guys. Can I clarify? What Bubba's claiming is that the little chicken legs that you get from Hooters are not actually little chicken legs.
They're
that they're
wings.
part of the
They're
wing.
part
Hold on. Hold on. Before anybody says it, everybody in this group has known of Chicken Little. So y'all can kiss
Okay.
my ass. There is little chickens.
Listen,
Or they would never
you
care.
go
Yeah,
buy chicken wings at normal places, not a bar. They come out as a whole wing.
Well, see, that's-
and you pull the little
See, here's
drumstick
the
off,
thing.
and the other legs. That's not a
Flap, but
leg.
then what happens to that little wing flap thing?
Well,
That's
see,
part of the wing.
What do you just throw it away?
It's
Are they
just
getting
a wing.
wasted? No, they're not on the flap.
This is all by design.
No,
Smaller
I'm shutting it down.
portions, smaller portions, more money.
This is what we went 11 minutes over for. I apologize.
So, little chickens sell for $1. Hooters buys them for $1, and they sell them for
come
$2 a
on,
wing.
man.
They made $1 on the wing.
Hey.
They made $1 on the leg. They're short
I gotta tell you,
chickens.
Hooters making more than $1. Even with the big chickens, it's bad.
Hey, this is my story.
Galen actually brought a bag of something over here, and he has a question before we go. This is going to be kind of our parting shot. He has a question. The Texas bounty hunter,
Yep.
Galen Smith,
He's a legend.
who qualified.
I didn't.
You didn't.
Neither did Frankie. Neither did Brandon.
It doesn't matter. We're just talking about the two of you.
Hey, you know what? And don't. I'm going to go there. There's only like two.
So since you're my landlord, and you've been putting me up, which I'm so gracious.
Watch
I'm
what
just
you say,
overly
or you'll be
gracious.
removed from the premises.
Exactly. I'm not saying anything. That's why he's here, because
Okay.
I inadvertently said he didn't qualify the other day. No,
I didn't.
He has a question for you pertaining to Friday night, June the 9th, second round of qualifying. What say you, Texas Bounty Hunter?
I say, why don't we put the Bounty Hunter, the Grim Reaper, in the Beans second round qualifying for a little bit of.
Oh, you know, I'm in.
You act like we've been running, and I'm a real bounty hunter. I've caught you on tape.
Yep. You got me.
What do you think of it? No stick.
I'm in.
not
It's heads up.
Well, listen, I don't want you little girls bet like on the street in-laws. If we're gonna bet, the bidding starts at least 10 grand. Can we go 10 grand? Friday night under the lights.
Can we go 10 grand?
Shake on it like Texans.
I'll go at least 5 and 1,000 on the tree right now.
5 and 1,000 on the tree.
No, not doing it.
Oh,
No, it's not your
We're
money.
not signing. You
can't. You
Conrad.
can't take. No, he has no money.
He doesn't even have a job.
Yeah.
He's the star of this show with all three people.
Yeah,
all three of his fans are watching right now.
So I will beat him on the tree. He was
Okay.
0-14 in qualifying.
Okay,
Don't think I
we're
did
going
well.
on the tree.
Right?
All right, so it's
Right?
$1,000.
I was 0-19 in qualifying.
$1,000 for the tree, for the hit.
Yeah. Okay.
And then 5,000
5
for the
on the
strike.
Do you even know who got the best reaction time in qualifying, best reaction time in both sessions of qualifying?
I'm going to say it was you, since you know. But here's the thing. Here's the reason why. Because I didn't.
With that,
Hey, well, here's the deal. Even with Clyde Scott, they get a little intimidated when I
say
roll.
Clyde Scott?
When I roll it beside them, they get a little
I
shaky.
just want to be clear again, Clyde.
So,
I didn't say it.
Here's what's going to happen. They're either going to red light or they're going to be late. When I get there, they know I'm in it for business.
You'll do the same deal. I'll take Clyde's position here. You want Big Red Bear first round? You want 2 asses in a row, or what do you want?
Red Bear?
The big red bear is sitting on the property now. You want him first round? Right
TMW, Texas Most Wanted, Clyde Scott.
First round qualifying? He hadn't even been there. He's been busy working. He's up there trying to do some.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. You know what? No bullshit aside, and
All
we're
bullshit aside.
all bullshit aside. We're all buddies. And the end of the deal, he's a bad motherfucker.
Till the top stage beams.
No.
When you turn on the pre-stage bulbs,
no.
come on, Wiley. Sell that stuff to your customers downstairs, not to the big head. You guys turn the top stage bulbs on before you even roll 7 inches. You want to rip each other's throats out.
Here's the deal.
Okay, we have officially entered Adrenaline After Dark.
I'm making a phone call here in a minute. I got his number in my phone. I'm gonna call a guy named Scruggs and let me buy his operation, and then it'll be a different deal.
So what you're saying is that the Mississippi Missile and Clyde should get it on for $5 grand and 1,000 at the hit. Let's just make it happen. They both got plenty of money.
Now you're talking.
Okay, so we'll set it up here now. If Jason Scruggs is done cropping and farming and feeding his family.
Against bunkers.
Okay, there you go. That's what I'm telling you. But it's the Mississippi Missile since Texas Most Wanted.
Anybody wants Most Wanted out of the shop. It's been sitting there since last October. First round qualifying off the trailer. He will go at A to B. Who do y'all want to put with you?
Jason Scruggs, if he shows up. Bubba Stanton, if you don't.
Bubba or Scruggs?
Only because Scruggs has never raced there, and I just want to see because how many times has Scruggs rode off the trailer and went low for the weekend?
Is it still black?
Bubba's car.
Black?
We don't know.
It might be black.
Jason's and Clyde's car look a lot alike, so.
Well, no wonder why. And you're still confused about the fucking chicken legs?
With that, I'm going to sign off before Clyde Scott enters the building because his henchman's right behind me, and he's probably packing.
Here's the deal: Bubba and Scotty
Bubba and Clyde,
and me and Galen. First round,
second round of qualifying.
Right out of the gate.
I want you to each get a hit at the track so that's really wild under the lights. So, second round of qualifying. Okay. Everybody get there Friday night. The Texas Bounty Hunter and the Texas Grim Reaper going at it.
Yep.
$5 grand and $1,000 at the hit. That's $6 grand total.
Reaper.
And Bubba Stanton.
Reaper don't want to go first, or you want to go second round? Because if we go first round, I'll do a 500 on a picture, which means
The original Reaper, by the way. Can we just be clear on that?
Somebody takes a picture of my car when I go across the finish line.
I love you, James Goat. I'm just kidding. You're the no prep thing Reaper.
Oh, I'm gonna man the picture.
I love Reaper.
500 for the picture. On the if he's
when I go across the finish line, I want somebody to take a picture of my car going across the finish line. If he's even in the picture, I'll give him 500.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a bet.
I'm out here spending money for Clyde Scott, but Galen's got his proxy, so Scott's in. Bubba Stanton, listen, the pride of Potts Camp, Mississippi, bad Bubba Stanton's not backing down from anybody. So we'll have, and then you know what? Saturday night for that final round of qualifying before we go into eliminations, the winner of Stanton and Scott will take on the Mississippi Missile if he's able to get there. And listen, I'm done hearing all this. They you know, me and him, we're friends, this, that, and the other. Believe me, if Jason can be there, he's going to be there. And if he's there, every single one of them are going to be doing what the kids used to do when Joey, we'd have these things called Oklahoma drills where you'd put one guy here and one guy here, 5 yards apart, you'd throw them the ball, and we called them line skippers. Because they'd see when my little Bam Bam was coming up, and they'd start counting back like, oh, he's 4 back. Shit, I'm 4 back. I'm going to move back in line. And the kid behind him's like pushing, like, no, that's not happening. So when Jason Scruggs comes up, all too often, not with the Texas original Outlaws, but all too often I'll watch people kind of slip around because they don't want to get gapped by like 8 cars in qualifying or elimination. So Mississippi Missile, I hope you can make it. Alice, the girls, Mitchell, everybody, bring them all down to Ferris, Texas. You haven't been here yet. It'd be the perfect
Just right down the
opportunity.
street.
Former ADRL Pro Extreme
Best
World
track
Champion.
in the United States.
Period. And I've been to damn near all of them. So with that, for Dr. Fears, Big Head, producer Adam back in O'Fallon, Missouri, the Texas Grim Reaper, Steve Wiley, Bubba Corzine, happy birthday again to Bubba, Galen Smith, the Texas Bounty Hunter, and of course, the star of the show. He's looking at you, buddy.
We out.
Conrad, peace.
He has no chicken legs to eat.
He has none. You should have seen what he was doing with that chicken on your bar last night.